Nimesh Rajput from electronicsera and Urja Daily Magazine, and with me Mr. Kelvin NG, Chief Strategy Officer, Group Vice President, Chogori Technology Company Limited. Hello, how are you, sir?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
And my first question for you is that, sir, how does Chogori CT6 series charging gun cater to the unique charging requirements, electric two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and other light commercial vehicles?
Okay, as you know, a year ago we launched the home charge gun, which is rated for 25 ampere. So, and that is more suitable a lot currently based on the two-wheeler markets. And then now, this trip here, we launched the commercial gun, which is catering for 50 amperes and upwards. So 50, 70, even up to 100 ampere, which is based on the IEC 62196 standard, the India standard 17017. So the range of products will be able to cater for different power, different systems, for two-wheelers, three-wheelers, L3, L5, they are all adaptable.
Okay, and my next question is that, sir, how does the CKD design of the CT6 charging gun benefit OEMs in terms of cost effectiveness, logistics, and supply chain resilience?
Yeah, so when we thought about the entire product design, we use it pretty much similar to what we did when we launched the home charge gun a year ago. So the home charge gun is a complete knockdown unit, similar to this range over here. So if I just open up this box where we can take a look at this design here.
Yeah. This is the whole charge.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is a standard. So if I just take this for example, so this is by and large the connector itself is a standard. So and the cables, honestly speaking, depending on the length, depending on the size of the cable used, the cable typically can take up to 50% of the entire bill of material. This is it is what it is. So we need to think about how to support the OEMs or cable assembly manufacturers for those who wants to assemble the entire product, so that the parts can be supplied in this manner to them, so that they can put the cables on their own, integrate everything, use different power cable sizes up to 16 or 25 square. It's based on the customer's design and the system architecture requirements.
Okay, and along with this package, are you also give training to the customers to assemble these parts?
Yeah, we depending on the customers, we have factories foremost in China. We have a factory in Thailand. So there are many customers that want us to assemble and ship from Thailand, because Thailand and India has got FTA. So, but at the same time, we got SOP, standard operating procedures, how to assemble this, and we can always discuss with the OEMs appointed cable assembly manufacturers for them to integrate and to assemble the product.
And if we are talking about after sales support, so what are the after sales support you are giving to the domestic Indian market?
Oh, we got so many different requests from different OEMs. Some of them have been using our solution since about 2017, 2018. So as you know, each and every vehicle that they launch, then it's going to take about 8 to 10 years. So a lot of customers are also they want us to lock in certain after sales support and even after parts warranties, things like that.
Yeah.
So to ensure that we have continuity of the product to offer, even if maybe 8 years, 10 years, something like this. So these are things that we work a lot with the different customers in the market. Number one. Number two is that if you heard the presentation earlier, so the new product, the 4-latch product, is also like a product extension to make sure that systems gets more and more robust, it's more and more reliable, things like this, yeah? As some kind of a support to the OEM markets here, so that they can upgrade our system and not worry so much about some of the legacy products. It's a natural progression. Just to share a few things, we are quite meticulous when we develop a product because it's a product management concept. So when we come out with a product, we think very far ahead, 5 to 10 years, in terms of the product architecture, to make sure that the continuity. I can have a product that is straight, and after that it could be 90 degrees, it could be different angle, things like that. So
Yeah.
the entire product architecture must be thought in advance when we develop something, so that the continuity, the after sales service, the support, everything all comes as a complete cycle.
Okay.
It's like a product life cycle.
Yeah.
You need to manage the product life cycle. So if you give it a lot of thoughts, then your product life cycle gets longer and longer.
Yeah.
If you don't give it a lot of thoughts, the game is over.
Yeah. So then a question arises that in the various available products in the market, how Chogori products are different from them in terms of technology?
Well, there are different schools of thought to this whole thing. For us, we believe more in your plastics and your all the other metal parts, numbers, pins or sockets and so on. It's more ideal if everything can be designed in one perspective together. So we are seeing different some other players in the market whereby the pins and sockets could be from say supplier A, and then um, the plastics, the design can be from supplier B, something like that, and they try to put everything together. We're talking about products with very critical tolerances, plus and minuses. So if you have here on the low side, the other one on the high side, then another part on the high side, you put everything together, it's not going to align very well. Something like this. So that's where we see quite a bit of these things. Number one. The second thing is that these are all the products. The voltages are getting higher, the amperage getting higher, mating cycles, the demand is getting more. So the more you mate, the contact resistance goes up. The product get more and more hot, things like this. So there are these are important equations that we need to balance. That a lot of what we see in the market, they just put this few things together, but they are not doing it comprehensively enough to run through the tests, all the various tests in-house, US car. So these are the problems that we see.
Okay. And my next question is, how does the CTG charging gun address diverse market demands across home and commercial charging scenarios?
Um, we we came into this, like I mentioned, because in the earlier uh, going back from the time that we came in, so customers adopted a lot of the charging interface using our commonly known as a 2+4, something like that. So we have similar to like a similar to like a 2 power, and then a 4 signal. So and then chargers are designed a lot from the AC mains. Then you do a AC DC conversion. Then you plug in and you charge DC. So as we progressively develop more and more products based on different customer requirements. We are also watching whether if there is an international standard that will evolve. So the earlier versions of the IEC 62196, it was a progressive draft until eventually it was finalized. I couldn't remember when, sometime late 2022 or sometime in early 2023. So the draft was finalized. And once the draft was finalized, then we start to think heavily about the progression step up. Customers wants to eventually move from this kind of form factor to the IEC standard. It will be very readily adopted, and it's also a DC standard. It is a 120 volt DC 100 ampere. So, and that we thought about it. It's a global standard. Not only India here, globally, all different markets can use, and that's how we first started supporting the consumer side with the home charge gun. And then now progressively we also developed a commercial gun to cater for the charge point operators if they need the fast charge solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what inspired the development of the new LAP pre 2 plus 4 connector, and how does it address the limitations of the earlier models?
Okay, so the the earlier generation of connectors. Yeah. So the earlier generation of connectors, this is a two latch system. So when we first when the market first adopted, systems are running at a much lower amperage. Then slowly things evolve, and then customers are using a lot more in terms of fixed batteries. They don't remove it that much, but as the market slowly evolve, we are seeing that rate the timing is so critical, especially for 2B markets. They don't even want to wait anything, they just want to go swap a battery and they go,
Yeah.
something like that. So we're seeing a lot of this evolving, and we felt that if this is the case, then there's a need for us to think about a new solution with a four latch, so that when the connector gets in, it grips everything very nicely, and then to also deal with a lot of very heavy vibration. The vibration can be on the vehicle side, it can be during charging, things like that. So, and we got to make sure of a few very important consideration, that because the earlier generation is widely adopted in the market, so we came out with the four latch connector system. We got to make sure that the mounting holes, everything all is exactly the same, number one. And the second part is that, okay, a lot of customers ask us to improve on the IP rating. So we also induce this with a deeper depth.
Okay.
And then with this on one single side on the battery, unmated, no cover, no nothing, the connector also makes an IPX7, which is
Okay.
equivalent to a meter depth for 30 minutes, kind of ingress protection. Then we also need to consider that the four latch, the plugs that is being designed is able to plug on the new one, as well as is backward compatible to the old one, because there's a lot of adoption in the market.
Yeah.
So we've got to make sure that this thing also is able to fit. So there is a lot of design considerations that needs to be put in to make sure that both can work. Yeah. So that was the background.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And can you elaborate the key technological upgrades such as the increased voltage and current capacity, and how they influence performance?
We a lot of what we do, for example, the pins, the sockets that we design, we have a lot of these tests done in house. And for this product, which is rated at 100 ampere, we already have similar products known as the Banga that we launched sometime in 2020, right at about that time. So for that connector, a lot of people like that connector because the form factor is actually even smaller than this form factor. Okay, so, and it's also a DC, just two power pins correspondingly with about five signal pins. So who is using this? Who is using that solution now? A lot of motorcycle categories. Take an example, BMW CO2 is using it. I have a lot of customers in Africa. Those on the motorcycle Boda Boda, they are also using that solution. So from there, we naturally work on this IEC standard, um, and we are also getting a lot of different requests because system people are talking about progressively getting into that 9 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt category. So if you divide by the corresponding voltage, 60 or 72 volts, then people are expecting this product, okay, people are expecting the product eventually to go up to 150 or even higher than 150 amperes, something like this. So we are thinking about a few things. We have the know-how using the same size, same form factor, but we are able to increase the amperage.
Okay.
So and that will be something whereby is a part of in our pipelines, and then depending on how the market evolve, we always sort of like think ahead. So when the market is all the infrastructure side, everything all is up to that level, then we will introduce, in order to support. Yeah.
So, my last question is that, sir, as Chogori is a leading name in Indian market in
Thank
charging
you.
connectors,
Yeah.
so how you are marketing for the new product? What are your marketing planning for the promotion?
Okay, so we have different we work with different medias. For example, like EV reporter, we have worked over a certain period of time, and then we have a lot of customers that follow us very closely. So a lot of our new launches, our activities, it could be through LinkedIn. I think an example, the on this new product that we publish in LinkedIn, within about 2 days we get more than 400 likes,
Wow.
something like that. So people know,
Yeah.
and this product come about also, like I said, because different customers came to us asking us to think about this solution. So
Yeah.
we gather a lot of inputs, we build a lot of use case. Then we thought about, okay, so this is possible, that is possible, things like that. So eventually, when this product is made available, I really got a lot of major battery manufacturers wanting to change.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir, that's all
Thank
from
you so
my
much
side.
again. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.